So we are like less than a week or just over a week away from the new set, the final, in quotation, Scarlet and Violet set. Is it really Scarlet and Violet? I don't know. It's black and white, Black Bolt, white flare, and obviously this video is going to be talking about investments in quotations because that's what everyone seems to talk about. So that's what I see on my YouTube feed. So therefore, it seems to be things that you guys want to hear about. Now, this video is going to be titled "Investments Should I Buy for Black and Bolt and White Flare?" It might not be exactly that title, but you know, and what's worth actually going for to like invest in the long term. I'm not saying short term because when you think of investment, you don't think of short term investment, you think of long term investments. I know the Pokemon stuff is kind of like quite a lot recently, especially short term, especially the single cards. They're doing some pretty numbers, but like I said, it's very hard to predict considering a lot of it's manipulation and just like show bidding, etc. But like I said, when we're talking about sealed product, and I think obviously we all know by now, sealed product is the way to go. Have you seen some of those ETBs from Sun and Moon and X and Y, blah, blah, blah? We should know. And especially the Prismatic one is doing pretty big numbers considering that only got released in January. So I'm a bit biased. I do like Generation 5. Generation 5 is my second favorite gen. The first being Generation 3. Fingers crossed Pokemon do like a kind of similar style with Gen 3. I need me boy Flygon with a good ass design. It's been a while. Anyway, start with the main thing. Pokemon Center ETBs. I think out of all the products that Pokemon are dropping for Black Bolt, White Flare, these are definitely going to be on the high lists, the high top of the lists. It's the most limited product that Pokemon will make because obviously Pokemon Center ETBs, like we all know, you can only get them from the Pokemon Center. And obviously they're going to be limited versus the regular ETBs that you can get in, you know, all of your LGSs, your Walmarts, your Costco's, blah, blah, blah. I am based in the UK, by the way, so I know a lot of this stuff can be personalized because obviously I'm from the UK. I don't know how much stuff you get from LGSs in the US. I would assume you guys get a lot of stuff. So I'm also thinking about this. When is the best time to buy this stuff? I'm talking about investment wise. We're talking about paying the resale market. Obviously, you're paying market for this stuff to get stuff. Obviously, I would always like to buy retail, and I will know for a fact, considering we've had restocks from Prismatic Evolutions, and we also had a recent restock of Destined Rivals. Be a little patient, especially with these ones. They're going to do restocks eventually. There's going to be cancellations from, you know, before they actually fully release, and those cancellations will get restocked in the future. Now, I believe it was like a month after the release of Destined Rivals they did a restock. I will say this, like the prices for these have gone down. It was like around 150, but you can get some sales for around like 132 now, especially here in the UK. Some of these sales are like, well, asking prices are like 130, 135. It's still pretty expensive, but like I said, it is going down, so it wasn't ridiculously priced, especially when it dropped. I think it was around like the 150, 160 mark, and then obviously they had a restock of all these. A lot of people got these, as you can tell. A lot of people have got lots of stuff to hold, and they want to get rid quick. So, like I said, these prices, they're not too bad. But like I said, we could obviously see another restock in the future. And that might take a while, though, because I believe, in my opinion, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but this is based on what other people I've heard. And it takes like 7 months for a restock to happen, like a reprint, fully reprint restock. So it might take a while for another reprint of Destined Rivals. Like I said, the restock was literally just because of cancellation, so they had extra stock lying around. So I would only assume the restock in quotations wasn't a reprint, it was just leftover stock. It's the reason why the prices are slowly going down. They're not too bad. These will get gobbled up pretty much. Let's talk about these ones. Like I said, will these prices be the same? I'm not even sure. Should we take a look? Obviously, these are the regular ones, so we're not looking at these. We're looking for, you know, the big old Pokemon Center badge. So we've got some bids at the moment here, with 91 bids, so it's more than obviously what you've seen here. A lot of these are just pre-sales. I'm not sure if people are asking. Oh, there we go. We've got a low ask here. 120. So that's not too bad considering these haven't been released and they're already going for 120, especially from this guy. It's not a bad buy. I'm not saying to buy now, but like use this knowledge considering nobody's got these in hand yet and this is the price someone's willing to sell for. These might go down to like Journey Together kind of prices. I'm not saying that they will, but it might be like £100 in ETB. I think that's a good buy, I'm not gonna lie. It's not too bad. We'll have to figure out what happens. A lot of people like to like do pre-orders and pre-sales and stuff, But like, we don't know until obviously when it all drops on the day. We'll figure out how much stock there is, etc. We'll figure it out based on like how many sales or listings they are on eBay. But another one here is 125. These are just regular ones. We're still looking at Destin Marbles for some reason. Regular ones are asking 154 for 2. That's like a £50 increase. That was a little bit over the price. 104 there, so that's just for one. Not too bad. 120 there. This is not a regular one, but yeah, I think it would be like the 100 mark. I think it could probably potentially go down to 95. I'm not saying it will, but that's a pretty good price. I'm not gonna lie. Considering they said this is going to be the most under-allocated set, and if that's the price people are willing to pay, I think a lot of people, I think it's just personal preference with the whole set. It's not going to be a prismatic evolution. There's no Umbreon, etc. It's all about Generation 5, but I think these cards in here are actually really, really nice. I think White Flare is probably the better one. The rest of them does look really, really nice. I do also like Zekrom. Let's move on to the other products now. Like I said, we've got other stuff, the regular ETBs, we've got the mini tins, etc. And let's talk about this one, which I particularly like the most. I think the next product that I like, especially for investment, are the binders. Now, I know you're probably thinking, why binder? If you get hear there's an ambulance outside. But anyway, the only reason why I'm liking the binders is because I know they won't make many of these. Remember, they've got to make a binder. So if I had to guess, this is probably the most under-allocated stock item. So I'm going to get at least a couple of these in my opinion. Especially at retail price. If you can't get them for retail price, I would try and just find them for retail price. I wouldn't potentially try and pay market for these. The market shouldn't really be like £50. You should be able to find these. These are going to be readily available when they drop, and I do personally like them. Specialty sets normally always have binders. Yeah, I'm definitely going for a few binders for my personal collection and investment, should I say. The regular ETBs, I'm personally just not interested in wanting to put my money straight away into just regular ETBs. They will make a lot of these throughout the year, so there'll be that this year and then next year as well. I know we're moving on to a new era, but they're still going to be printing these probably for another year and a half, probably. We don't know. It could be more, even more, 2 years perhaps. We are going to be going through a mega era and then Generation 10, so I don't know how long they're going to be printing Scarlet Violet because there's so much demand. They've got to be thinking more about the next sets that are coming out. Did they even have time to reprint all this stuff? I'll be honest with you. I know they need to make more factories, not going to lie. If they want to keep up the demand, it's really hard for Pokemon like that, because if they build a bunch of factories and then demand all of a sudden just drops, they're like, oh my god, we just spent billions on this, and nobody wants the product anymore. Like, what's up? Anyway, tins. I do like tins. Tins are pretty cool, especially the sealed versions. I want to try and, for my collection personally, get at least a sealed tin display for every set that comes out now. I kind of do want to get some of the older ones, but they're a little bit expensive. Like I said, the sealed tin displays are about £90 here in the UK, so I want to try and get at least one sealed display. So yeah, I've got 1151. I've got a few prismatic. I like them. I'm rocking with them. Now, I'm not sure did I miss anything else on the upcoming stuff? I'm using Chaos cards for this, so which are these tech stickers. Now, these are quite interesting because tech stickers, one, they come with stickers, but this one actually comes with a really, really nice illustration rare. I'm not sure if it's a promo, or if you can actually still get this in the black and white set, or you have to buy one of these to get this. I'm not really sure. Normally the case is like it's a promo and then you can still get it in the set regardless, but it's a pretty nice promo. It's not like a regular basic card promo. It's an illustration rare promo. Oh, wow, I hadn't seen that in a while, so these look pretty cool. I'm not sure if I want to buy them straight away. Like I said, if you can get them for retail, I'd keep a couple, but if I'm talking about buying it as an investment on the secondary market, probably not. But yeah, they're not too bad. I like them. Let me just go back a bit because I need to press the back button. There is also another version, and I believe it's the Ranunculus. I believe it's called the Ranunculus. There it is. So I think this is like a, yeah, look at that. It's like a special. It's not a special illustration, but it's like an illustration where it's like sliding down the snowy part of the Unova region. It's pretty cool. You get free packs in them. It's £16. And I'm going to be holding to I'd rather put my money towards something else though, to be honest. If I'm going to be investing stuff, that money can go towards better things. And I would say the next best thing, especially when it comes to sealed products, I'm going to be honest with you, this is a cool collection box. It's been a while since Pokemon has done a cool collection box. I know Prismatic are doing a cool one. This is a really cool illustration collection box. I like the Victini. I think Victini is a cool Pokemon. We've seen that really cool Taiwan Victini that's going for ridiculous money, but that's quite obvious because of how limited it is. But it is a really cool collection box. And like I said, I like the design of the box. I like the artwork that are coming. It's specific to Black and White Flare, so you're not gonna get anything else. It's all specialty, so that's really, really good. I actually do kind of like these. At $21.99, I might get a couple of these. If you can get these for retail, guys, definitely be on the lookout for that for an investment. I think those would be pretty good. Those collection boxes, especially with those really cool artworks. The poster collection, I'm not really too fussed about. It is the same price for some reason as the collection box. That should be like a £15 box. I'm not really sure why it's $21.99. I feel like the next best product, in my opinion, are booster bundles. One, because you want them sealed so that they're not tampered with, because I know a lot of people like to go, oh, single packs are always 100% guaranteed to be tampered with. Always the case, but it's the ease of mind knowing that it's sealed in the box. It's better buying the packs individually. So for $24.99, you get 6 packs. These will still do pretty well off the rip when it drops. Like, I think Destined Rivals is like 40 something pound for a booster bundle, so it's not too bad. I think these will do the same. If you want to short term flip these, or if you want to hold on to these, I think they might do pretty well. Like I said, 5 years time, and they're pretty cheap. Pretty nice, but they're going to be readily available anyway. Like I said, a lot of this stuff should be readily available. I don't know if it is or not, but you know, it should be. Like I said, and I think that's all the products that we're getting for Black Bolt and White Flare at the moment. If I had to add a list of everything, my top priorities would be Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, most limited items in my opinion. The second, the binders, because the binders, they really make many of these binders. But I am starting to fold more towards the collection box because I think it looks pretty nice. So I might go second for the collection box, and then third would be the binders. Fourth would be the booster bundles, and then fifth would be the tech stickers. But I'd probably just not bother with the tech stickers. I'd rather put my money towards like the first item, like the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, or the one that's more easily attainable, the collection box. The Victini is pretty cool. It's an illustration rare. I don't know if it's specifically only in this box, or you can also get it in the actual set as well. I do like it. I like it. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. It's been quite a long video, actually. Yeah, that's kind of like my top tips for like trying to invest into stuff. I mainly thought it's kind of obvious, I would say. It's more of an obvious take. Like, yeah, just go Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Like, you can't go wrong with it, especially at retail price. But like I said, a lot of this stuff is very difficult to get, especially on the Pokemon website. So if you are looking at like secondary market, you want to get a bunch of these, then obviously, one, I'd be a little bit patient. And once these drop, everyone's going to have these in hands. A lot of people are going to be like trying to like compete with themselves, especially on the price. A lot of people just want to quick flip these stuff. You know, a lot of sneakerheads are in this industry now. So a lot of resellers are just going to be fighting each other. They do the same for sneakers as well. So they're pretty terrible at their own job. I would tell you this. They are very terrible at their own job, and they will reduce the price very, very quick. Be a bit patient. Wait a few weeks. We might also see a restock within a month's time, like similar with the Destined Rivals. And then obviously we've had a couple of restocks of Prismatic. I'm not really sure if we're going to get even any more restocks of Prismatic. We'll be in that 7-month window soon. It'll be like, was it released in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August? It could be August or September. I don't know. We might see another restock of Prismatic. It could be a massive one. That would be pretty good if it was. Guys, let me know in the comments. What are you going to go for? Are you trying to invest into Black Bolt White Flare? I think it's a pretty cool set, like Gen 5. Got Zekrom, Reshiram, all the cool artworks. Honestly, really, really cool specialty set. I think it'll do pretty good. Also, they have God packs confirmed, so it's going to increase that value up ridiculously, in my opinion. It's the demand for opening these packs will be very, very high. So yeah, sealed is definitely a good hold, in my opinion. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you all in another video. Best of luck to anybody going for this on the drop, or for when it releases, if you're going for regular ETBs or any other products. Yeah, best of luck and have a lovely week. Bye.